Welcome to Graceful Art Designs. Today is going to be all about teal and gold and copper. So I've pulled out the base. I haven't spread it out yet. And this colour is made with a mixture of a touch of bluish green. Actually, yeah, it's called bluish green. And then mixed with a whole lot of white and just white on the other side. I'm going to be using are turquoise green, which is very similar to the bluish green, but more on the green side, and phthalo green, gold, and a mixture of what is called yellow-orange, fluorescent yellow-orange, but it actually looks like copper. So I cannot remember all these different names, it's really hard. There's so many colours. And each different brand I buy, the colour might look the same, but it has a different name. And then I make my own colours like this one, which I think is a lovely teal, but depending on the light, it could even be blue. I use the bluish green, and it looks very, very similar almost to the blue that I made with the mix, which I called a powder blue. It's just a bit, yeah, it's got a bit more green on it. So I'm using the spatula, and now I have to wipe it and then do the white on the other half. First I'll just do the sides. And it might spread over the sides on its own, but I will hold it along. And I think this is spread up nicely. And this is a long and 70 by 30, so it's a bit longer than the other ones. I'm going to pour out the bloom and just leave it as a bloom. And I might add in a bit of paint on the side and a big negative space in there to make a bird or a butterfly, and I'll decide that afterwards. I first want to see how the blooms play out. Now that's how I've poured it out, so it's not a straight line. It's from just below the top corner to just below the bottom corner, and uneven. It really isn't important. It is all going to be invisible. So I just wanted to show you out of interest from my last pour, which was a black, white and silver pour. I had a bit of a skin left behind, and it's so pretty how the silver blended with the black and the white and the pearlescent. The parts where it blended with the pale blue was even prettier, but there wasn't enough to really peel off. I don't know what I can do with this little bit of a skin. If I had a keyring, I could fit it over, but my keyring doesn't have a bubble on it. So anyway, so I just thought that might be of interest to people who like to use their paint. I don't really, when I do these blowouts now, I don't have a lot of runoff. I know how to just cover the base with just enough paint so that there isn't a lot of runoff. But obviously if I was doing a lot of tilting and swiping, then there might be, but the way I'm doing it, there isn't really, so I don't really worry about that anymore. Well, I have covered coasters in the past. You may have seen those videos. So I lay down the phthalo green first. I'm going to just put a little bit more on here where there isn't enough. So I do want the phthalo green to pop at the, around the blooms. And it is a transparent colour, so it might get lost in the white. So, yeah, maybe I'll do another layer. And now I'm using the turquoise green. And similarly, I'm going to lay down. Now this is the pure turquoise green without any white added, which I use to make part of the base. And I'm not taking the line all the way to the corner because the blooms normally blow that way anyway. And then I'm going to do a layer of the yellow-orange iridescent gold. And like I said, it looks more like copper. And this I'm not going to pour straight. I'm going to do it like a zigzag, because I don't want thick blobs of it. And then we'll do the bluish green. It's always that first bit that can turn out way too thick. Yeah, there needs to be a bit more. And then the gold. For the gold, I managed to get a squirting bottle, which hopefully will work nicely. Helps if you open it. It was oh no, I can't believe that. Came out way too thick. I mean, it seems like the gold is just a little bit too thin perhaps. Anyway, now I'm going to blow it out and hope for the best. Starting down here. This one. Making very big soul as well. A different brand. Well, this is a different brand that I'm using in the white, and it just keeps swallowing up the colours. There I blew it out and the colours came back, and now they've been taken over by the white again. Here I've added more colour, and I have to blow it because it's all disappeared into the white. Here the big cells are forming as well, and they're going to all join up eventually and then swallow the green as they've done over there. Oh, it's happening again. Blow that out with a straw. Oh well, I blew it out with a straw and it looked nice for 5 seconds, and then the white swallowed up everything. So I'm going to have to just leave it and see how it develops, and first I will shape it with my finger into a botanical design for what it's worth, and just join up the blooms, and maybe then I'll blow it out with a straw again. I don't know. This was so lovely, but it's all disappeared. And that's because the white that I wanted, they didn't have in stock, so I took a substitute, which was the same brand, but a bigger container for almost the same price, and it looked exactly the same, but it's definitely not, because the original one in that brand didn't have this effect. So here I'm going to just take my finger starting from the top and work my way down. I'm not wiping it off because I don't know how it's going to work anyway. Make one little bloom there. I mean, if you wanted clouds, this would be fine, but I don't. That wasn't the idea. This was so pretty that the yellow green has all but vanished. And half of that white that I used for that green was the white I normally use, and then I had to, it wasn't thick enough, so I added some of this new white. Songs. It's good. Just a bit of bead cells that are joining up and so much going up and down here. All I can do is now take the straw and give another little blow and see what happens. You can see here, actually on this side where the original white, where there was more of the original white and less of this new white, the colours have stayed better. Although here they disappeared. Let's see if I can blow them out with the straw.